2 1 2 1 2. All right, welcome everybody. How are you guys? Let me know if you can hear me, please. We are about to start. Hello, Matthias. How are you? All right, I think everything is good. Yeah, sound is coming through. Fantastic. Okay. Guys, welcome everybody. Welcome to the trading room. My name is Saul. Glad to be with you. Before we get started, remember we're gonna be working live market conditions and trading live market conditions. So anything I say here or do here or show here is not meant to be a buy or sell signal on any instrument, specific time frame, nothing. Just the way I approach the markets, and I read the charts, and I manage portfolios. So be responsible for your own trading. Remember, there might be some latency between what I say or do and what you see on your end. So just be careful and responsible for your own trading accounts. With that being said, let's get into trading. Let's watch what's going on. Yesterday we already did the long-term view and the high time frames view. So today we're just going to get into it. So I'm watching at the Euro USD and Pound USD. Both I have a bias, a bullish bias. So if we analyze the Euro, we're just at the top of that channel we're forming on the hourly chart. We're pressing up, and then if we go to lower time frames, we see a little bit of market trying to pick a little of momentum, not a lot of supply or resistance back here to stop that. So I think I'll just start to build some bullish positions. I'll wait for a pullback, and I'll as long as I'm above that pivot, of course I will not be holding trades that deep for a loss. But I'll be trading the long side. Okay, so on a 5-minute chart, we see how we're trying to pick momentum. There will be some resistance here, but I think buyers will come in. Now on the 1-minute chart, we see, let me get rid of this line, a little bit the breakout of this potential demand area being formed right in front of us. So I'm keen on that one. So on any pullbacks towards that area, I'll start adding. This take profit is for a test of the highs, which is good. But on a pullbacks, I'll try to get into better positions. Okay. And we got a quiet day. Let me check for. I checked the calendar before. I didn't see any relevant. Any high impact news or something. Yeah, so let's we got a news 1 hour from now. So until there we should see some sideways movement. Okay, slowly building into my long positions. Okay, one take profit there. Let's see if we have some continuation. So if we can break these sticks right here, we should see a test of that peak. The question is, are we breaking that one? Are we breaking that tail, that peak? Okay, that will be the challenge. But it's worth seeing how the price approaches that area, and then we can see if we close it, we take the profits, or we break. Okay, I'm glad after this tail on the 5-minute chart we didn't have continuation lower. Instead, the buyers are present. So let's see if we can get some more continuation. Not a great feel on that one. Trying to get the break of those 3 ticks. There's a little bit of resistance, but if we can break that, we might test previous high there. So I'll take one profit there, and then I'll try to swing the other position. Now you can see we're in that channel, and we're forming these higher lows. So yeah, I'm happy with my bias to the long side. Okay, there's that. Let's see if we can get a break of that. Now, you notice how we had the compression back here, so there will not be a lot of resistance up till that point. If we can break that one, we will most likely go to next key point, which is up there. So let's see how price behaves up there, and we'll try to decide how we manage this trade. Meantime, on any pullback, okay, I'm happy. Look how it's forming now in favor. So meantime, on pullbacks, I'll keep adding to that position. Okay. Okay, I said, okay, we got some resistance. So that's that purple line. That's a good area for taking profits. Expecting the market to break that will be a little bit harder, but it's worth trying. We got on it's been a very sideways market, very sideways day, so not really tempted to swing my trades. And I'm waiting now for a pullback to continue. Now, if I hide my entry there, we got this demand area. We now have a new kind of tiny demand right there. So this is a mid-range demand. So pullback to that area, those are good opportunities to buy. Now, the fact that I'm holding my trade and not taking profits, this is like a time risk I'm taking. Okay, I'm risking my unrealized profit for a potential pullback. You know, I'll be losing that. So I'm always glad and happy to bank profits and then to hold and to look for a new opportunity, a new setup. Okay, there's a nice peak in momentum. Okay, we broke that resistance. Okay, let's see if we can have some follow through up to all the way to the next one. So am I a scalper? Yeah, most of the time I scalp. The all of the time frames. The technique I use is a scalping technique. Most this for my for my income. And the SMC, I don't know if it's related to, if it's this tool, can't. It's just a tool I use for getting into trades quickly. Okay. Shane using the WebMT5. This is the PC version of it. It's not a WebMT5. But WebMT5 is a great solution for Apple devices that are struggling now to download the MT5, for example. But this is the web solution. So the dilemma here is do I hold this? Do I believe there will be a break of the highs and a potential, bullish day? Or do I take profits? And the answers to that, we always know them backwards. When we will go back in time and we can judge if that was the right decision or not. Usually I am more tempted to bank the profits and then wait for a new setup. But sometimes it's worth. Why is my platform being jumpy? I don't know. So the question is, will this day, okay, turn into a trending day, okay, a breakout trade? And I hope I had the answer in advance, because if I knew, I would say, okay, let's leave this open and I'll swing this trade because this is going to break. But many times, that will not happen. Certainly not before news events. And this will just, continue moving sideways. So let's see what happens. I can take partial profits, not a huge fan of that, but I can do that, and then letting the rest of it to run. I can bank the profits and then wait for a pullback and to reallocate the profits, or to wait for the breakout of these highs and to reallocate the profits. So let's see. It's pressing there. It really is. Okay, there's trying to break. I saw on the hourlies we will have some resistance there, so that will be a okay. Looks like really wants to break. For being a 1 minute setup, grabbing 20 pips is not a bad thing as well. Okay, that's the resistance. So it's getting overextended on a 1 minute chart. I need to be prepared for a pullback now. I start to see tail activity on top. So I need to find hints for where the sellers are going to be active and try to create a pullback. Okay, this is overextended. Okay, so I'm waiting for the pullback. On the pullback, I will start adding into my long position. No, usually the trades don't go. Okay, I'll take that. Now rebuild my position. We reacted to that. I want to see how that was formed there. Okay, I think we have more room for the upside. So now I will wait now for a pullback and I'll start building my long positions. Shane, USD data was not the best at 2 p.m. Andy, how are you? Lucian, how are you? So I just took profit. I really need, how are we doing now? History. So this is today. This is the trades we've taken. I really need to wait for a pullback so I can continue adding to my trade. Overextended 5-minute chart, overextended on the 1-minute chart. So now it's a matter of patience and starting to trend. Now this is way overextended. So what's the 46 pips? So this is like 4 price cycles on the 1-minute chart. When you usually between 1 and 2 price cycles, you get your pullback or your consolidation. So this is way overextended. The odds of getting a pullback at this stage are increasing I'm waiting for that pullback to now catch the deep of the bottom of the pullback to the trend continuation. The other way to approach this would be trying to slowly build a short to anticipate the pullback, but that's a very high risk trade. So I just need to be patient, and I know we're trading right now, so we should be active in the market, but a lot of time we just need to sit on our hands and wait for the setup to present itself so we can take advantage of it. So we'll wait. Okay, we kind of see markets, it's slowing down. Okay, we see smaller bars forming. So a potential turn, correct? But sometimes the market, we see the market just resting and then pops up again. So let's see if the market slows down and turn, or just slows down and continues higher. Adir, thank you. My strategy is very, very hard to describe my strategy in words. I use more techniques than a specific strategy. I use the combination of different, let's call it strategies, okay, setups, price patterns, and price action. I'm trying to phrase it correctly. So I see at key level, I look for key levels. And around those key levels, I look for breakouts, pullbacks, fake outs. It's a bit complex. But the most important thing, okay, the pattern I'm trading, okay, it's not very important, because right here I was waiting for the pullback. When I just started the session, I was just waiting for a pullback right here towards this area to try to catch the continuation. So that was the strategy, let's call it. But I think the key part on how I trade is the management more than the strategy or the setup. So it's the scaling and scale out of trades properly. That I would say that whole creates my strategy or my approach to the market. Yeah, Adir, it is based on supply and demand, no doubt, okay? But supply and demand is just the way to read the market. Then you need to understand what you're going to do with that information. Lucian is too complex. Yeah, I'm trying to simplify it. I do try to keep it clean, so it's easy to follow. And if I'm confident, if you keep coming to this session, you will slowly pick my brain and the way I approach. But I approach the market differently every day, because the market is changing every day and doing something different. So it wouldn't be right to make the exact same approach to the market when the market is not the same every day. Hope that makes sense. Probably we'll do like a training session someday and we'll try to show everything. Okay, let me see, where did that stop right there? Because, okay, right at the stop of this resistance. Okay, so if we now retest that blue line, which is the top of previous resistance, we'll most likely see a breakout towards the largest supply area, which is up there. Okay, so now this pullback is key because the next next test or attempt to test this blue line, we might see a break of that. Okay, so I'm trying to now slowly build into the pullback. So sometimes I get in without confirmation, sometimes I get in with confirmation. So I'm now just trying to fade the down movement to try to catch the bottom. Not always the best thing to do, but waiting for confirmation sometimes a good right call, sometimes it you know, leaves you out of the trade. So I use kind of a mix of both, and we'll try to see if we can get a retest of the blue line, of those highs, and if we do, we might see a break of that line potentially to the next area, which is up there, which is, where is it, which is up there. But the patterns I trade are very, very simple. Are just breakouts and pullbacks and stuff like that. It's not very complex. It's just the management of that it's probably different that we're used to. Okay, there's the test or attempt to test the highs on a 1 minute chart. On the 5 minute chart, we're still overextended. Okay, I'm still expecting for a pullback on the 5 minute chart. But on a 1 minute chart, there's the attempt. So again, here I could be taking profits right now, because right now that's the, that's the scalp target. Okay, I don't know if we're going to break these highs today, correct? Now, given the fact that we're, there's a lot of bullish trading, so again, very personal. You want to take profits. You want to try to swing. There's no right or wrong. You just trade. I'm a bit inclined to taking profits, since I would really like to see a pullback on the 5 minute chart rather than the 1 minute chart. Just see how price behaves here, and if I'll decide if I take profits or we swing this again. Okay, retest of the line. Let's see. Okay, in this case, for example, this pullback, if I was waiting for confirmation, I would be out of, I would miss the trade, because the kind of confirmation I look is a pullback and then slow momentum on the pullback and probably some tails on the bottom or something like that, and we didn't have that. So if I wasn't fading that movement, I would be left out of the trade. Okay, so sometimes some things work, sometimes things don't work. And now we're at that blue line is the very, very top of that key area right there. So if we break it now, we should see a nice pop to the upside. So let's watch. Now, a new setup would be trying to catch the breakout itself, correct? Buying right now and trying to catch that movement. Since I'm already in the trade from down here, I will not take it, but that would be a decent setup, okay? Okay, and I'm reading price, guys. That's so important, and it's something you can do, especially on the 1 minute chart when you see price forming in front of you. Okay, you saw how there was a moment where this candle was black and then turned white. So that's bullish momentum. You want to hold on your trades when you see that. correct? Okay, that's the nice pop we're looking for. Now, this area has now become a new demand on the 1 minute chart, or it's about to become. Okay, so pullbacks towards that area, buying opportunities. Okay. So I need to be prepared for pullbacks to that area when I'm trying to swing my trades, okay? So again, this same exercise. Imagine I'm not in a trade. I'm not in a trade right now, okay? And I see this movement. I'm waiting for the pullback towards the breaking area to buy, okay? So if I'm already in a trade, I need to be prepared for that same pullback in order to buy. Okay, after that movement, no continuation, so I'll take profits. If we see a pullback, I will join again. I will buy. I'll keep buying. You learn a lot from the videos. Thanks. Okay, now I do this exercise. Okay, let's imagine I was just opening the charts right now. And I see this chart. You know, I do my same analysis: 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart, hourly chart. So we see there's momentum starting to pick. Okay, to the upside. We're approaching this supply. We need to be mindful of that. We might see some sellers there. 5-minute chart still overextended. Okay, I'm waiting for a pullback on the 5-minute chart. We haven't had that. Okay, we had a little pullback on the 1-minute chart, but we haven't got any on the 5-minute chart. So probably by the time we get to the supply area, those sellers will react to the market, and we will see the pullback on the 5-minute chart, and that will be a new setup. Okay, so my setup right now is waiting for pullbacks on the 5-minute chart so I can start buying again. Okay, so I can either take some scalp on the 1-minute chart, or just to wait on the 5-minute chart. Okay, for the pullback. This is overextended. This is now this run is close to 80 pips, way overextended. I'll wait for a pullback and I'll start buying again and again and again. And you see how I take profits, and sometimes the market continues in your favor, and many times you say, why did I close the trade? I would be making more money. That's the wrong mindset, okay? Because one time the market does what it's doing now, 9 times, okay, 9 out of 10 times, the market will continue, you know, to your entry levels or to your stop or whatever it is. So taking profits, it's always a good thing, okay? I never regret taking profits. I just have more money so I can allocate on my next setup. Okay, so it's all fine. We need to feed our brains with positive feedback and not regretting feedback. And how do I class this as overextended? So there's something called price action on every time frame. Okay, so if you measure the average movement from pivot point to pivot high let's say on a 5-minute chart, okay, you can do that very quickly. Okay, it's like 15 pips, 20 pips, 20 pips. Okay, just relevant information, okay, from the last trading session or whatever it is. So you see it's about 20 pips on a 5-minute chart. So on a 5-minute chart, this has run 90 pips from pivot low to pivot high. So this is overextended. Clearly, it's like 4 times the price action, the average movement from pivot point to pivot point on the 5-minute chart. So you expect a pullback at that stage, especially when it meets supply, okay, which is kind of happening right now. So above 2, okay, more than 2 price action, that's an overextension. Okay, most pullbacks, okay, most pivots form between 1 and 2 price action. Okay, average movement between pivot point and pivot point. So that's for a 5-minute chart. Same exercise you can do on all time frames. Okay, so on a 1-minute chart, the price cycle is around 9 or 8 pips. If you go to higher time frames, eventually will be higher. So some sellers, okay, there's some sellers there. Again, not a pullback, yet. Okay, as we get deeper into the supply area, I guess we'll see that. But statistically, as we get more price cycles, we'll get the pullback. Okay, on the 1-minute chart, this is overextended. This is not overextended. Okay, so we got the pullback, the pivot point, and the movement. So this should be 2 price cycles. Yeah, 30. So it's around 3. So it's a little bit overextended, but this movement back here was way overextended. So there was 1 bar of selling pressure. So that kind of creates the pivot point on the 1-minute chart. Then we got 3 price cycles. Now we're getting that pullback. But on the 5-minute chart, we haven't had the pullback. So right now, guys, I will sit on my hands and wait for a pullback on a 5-minute chart, and I'll try to catch the same I did here on a 1-minute 5 on a 1-minute chart. Try to get this leg on the 1-minute chart. I will try to do the same on the 5-minute chart. Okay, so I'll wait for a deeper pullback on the 5-minute chart to around this area, because on the 1-minute chart you see that's a kind of a mid-range demand. If we throw Fibonacci's, I guess that will be a 23 or 38 percent retracement. So those are like Fibonacci levels as well. But this one I'm more inclined and more focus on what's going on in terms of demand and supply. So in terms of demand, we got a fresh demand area on the 1-minute chart. So a pullback on the 5-minute chart towards that area. I'll try to catch the next potential test of the highs. Okay. Until then, I think we'll wrap up, guys. We might have few more minutes for that to unfold, and it's a bit early to start buying on a 1-minute chart. So I think, and I don't want to get on a trade during the news, so I think I will stop here. But that was a fun session. I mean, we start and kind of easy session. We didn't got any trouble. But we started right here. Okay, we identified this break, we got a pullback, and I started building into the pullback. So I took some scalps. Let's bring it. Some scalps here, and 1 swing, and then we'll wait for the next pullback, and I bought again. I took profits, and I wait for the next pullback, and I will buy again. So in today's session, we didn't have not a lot of trades and not a lot of trouble. Yeah, and you know, on my own, guys, I do exactly the same. I just, since I'm not talking and thinking, I just go a little bit heavier. Okay, so that's the only difference. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Tomorrow, I think Mick is going to be with you. So if you trade indices, he's the one. And I'll see you next week. Thank you, guys. I'll let you go. Bye-bye.